Hello, welcome back to Let's Play, well, actually not welcome back, this is a new one. I was promising to go back to Agarest after a couple of things, but at the moment I really don't feel like playing Agarest. I'll get back to it eventually because I want to finish it, and I'll be about halfway through after this next generation. I don't feel like playing it right now. Not. I just got done with like Darkest Dungeon and a couple other really kind of grindy ones. Actually, it was Agarest was kind of grindy. And I'm going to move on towards other things that have more progression, that don't have as much grindiness to them. And I never did finish Shadows of Undrentide, and I am going to create a new character based on a Pathfinder character I was going to play once in a campaign that never got off the ground, sadly. Now, it's going to be human, but I'm going to play it as Azmar. Now, that doesn't exist. Now, this is a reasonable portrait and all that, and kind of works, but I actually went through and did the custom portrait thing. She doesn't have a background, but this is the character. Okay, class is going to be Paladin. Now, honestly, she played something called a Arcane Templar, which was this Magus class, which was a sort of a combination between a Magus, which was a warrior wizard, and a Paladin. So, I might be throwing in a couple oddball sorcerer things in there, but in this edition, 3rd edition, multi-classing to dip into spellcasting isn't all that particularly useful. So probably just going to do straight Paladin. Abilities recommended. Now let's see here. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm wanting her to use a spear, or glaive, or whatever. She uses a glaive. She was going to use a glaive when I played her. So that might be a little bit interesting because one of the really good weapons in Hordes of Underdark, which comes off of this, is a sword, and you can't make it into anything but a sword. D&D tends to favor sword things over anything else, which is unfortunate. Okay, I don't particularly see anywhere I can change anything usefully. Charisma's pretty high, strength is pretty high. Dexterity is low, which I don't like seeing. I could drop wisdom a little. That will be difficult because Paladin do cast off wisdom. So I'm going to be doing strength, wisdom, and charisma. Oh... I don't like having a -1, but I guess I'll have to take it. Okay, configure packages. Concentration. Okay. Persuade, class skill. Could do lore. Lore definitely fits. I'm going to do some healing. And some lore. Okay, we don't have spellcasting, so we can't do that yet. We can't get extra smiting just yet. I could get weapon focus, but as much as I want to be focused in using the glaive, and let me see what's available. If I were to do this, halberd is the thing. Okay, so no, probably not going to go with that. Let's see. Could give her Iron Will. Iron Will seems like a good thing to give her. What else is a good thing to give her, based on what I know of her backstory? Strong Soul? Maybe? I'm going to give her power attack. Okay, customize. So, again, look at that. Black hair with a little bit of a beret. Okay. Nope. Nope. Let's do that. Sheer black hair. Can't rotate. That's really an unfortunate thing. You know what? Before I go it to black, I'm going to do it a very bright, bright, bright red so that I can see what it looks like. That will work. And we'll turn you to black, turn it to black right here. And yeah, too yellow. That is good. Okay. She doesn't have any tattoos right now. I'm going to be playing these off as more scars than anything. Not that the tattoos are ever visible. Really? But oh well.
At my command, attack! To the fight! The good of all!
Okay.
All right, crew. Let's take them down.
We have no choice. Surrender.
To arms! Feel my sting! I will not be defeated! Your blood shall... I have need of healing. Can I get some help here?
Yeah,
Follow me.
The maiden's kind of bloodthirsty.
For glory! I shall be victorious! No time for talking. Let's get to the... Fight! 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 Blood makes the grass grow!
Oh, I love that voice. Okay.
Take that! And hey, over here! Little help!
Blood makes the grass grow! Innocent idealist is not the case.
Step up to the fight. I hope you like pain! I'll put you in your place. I always get my way. Someone heal me? Won't someone help me here?
Not really.
Get him!
Yeah.
Keep some...
Come on, it's time to take out the trash. Ha! Take...
All right, crew. Let's take them down. There's more where that came from.
We have no... Surrender. I will strike you down. You must fall for the greater good. My injuries are taxing my strength. Please, heal me at once.
Now, this is a character, unfortunately... Whoa! That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. This is a character who, unfortunately, is... I don't have her her surname written down. And no, that age is not an accident. So... Decantia. Okay. Here we go. My GM let me play a ASMR as being able to be a lot older than humans are able to be, and was letting me play a character that was a lot older than she looked, basically. It was going to be a fun concept. Sarissa is late in getting to her calling. When she was young and first shown to be a Azamar, chosen for great purpose by a celestial being, which is the new version of Azamar is not they're born with celestial blood. It's more that they some angel said, "Oh, I think I could make a use out of this person," and spins and attaches to them when they're young or later on. Let's see. She was trained to become a holy warrior. Unfortunately, she was captured by enemies of her family and faith. Before she could be rescued, she was tortured and set to be sacrificed. She was tortured mercilessly. And, okay. Let's change some ordering here, because that's awkward. And rescued only just shy of being sacrificed. Since then, her celestial guide has given her some space. She ended up marrying some of her rescuers, and that was two. There was, anyway, and helping and living with them as they retired from adventuring to manage the family lands. Now, her grandchildren are running the estate, and her calling has grown strong again. To prepare herself, she has sought out a famous trainer of adventurers to help hone her skills. Yes, I was going to be playing a grandmother, a great-grandmother actually, and wasn't telling the other players. It would have been interesting. The deity is going to be Tyr, because that's a deity I expect whose celestials would back off a little bit. I wish I had something to put in the background with white there, but I don't. Okay. I think there's some transparency to the original file, so I might be able to, but... Excuse me.
Hilltop, one of many small villages that dot the most remote regions of the northern wildlands, known as the Silver Marches. Few would choose so cold and inhospitable a land to make their home. Only those seeking a new life, or to escape their past. It is in Hilltop that your mentor, Master Drogan, chose to settle after a lifetime of adventure. Here, he would pass on his knowledge to you, and a select few others with promise. It is here that evil comes in the shadows, and behind it, a sinister purpose that will see your own promise either realized in full or extinguished forever.
Okay, so this is another thing about the Enhanced Edition Neverwinter Nights. The cutscenes will record on Fraps. So that is a thing. Now, you notice that it was a much smaller, it didn't fill up the entire screen. That's because this is an older thing. It's not designed for the graphic drivers of the day. So when the graphics drivers of the day try to make it look as nice as possible, rather than fill the screen, it makes it smaller. Which is okay. I find that's fine. The game things itself have already been done. Now, I was going to go... Oh! Some of her tattoos do show. Those are I'm going to be making as scars. I do have this thing where I could modify parts of her and all that. but I'm not going to do that. I was thinking about doing my Kitsune character that I did the last time I tried to do this. But I decided I want to do this. I decided I want to do this character instead. Not particularly sure why. Okay. I'm answering something. My sister asked me a question. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Put that down. I wish I had a beret. I do not have a beret. Whoa, the eyes are a little bit creepy there. Now, one of the things I did was Pathfinder Azamar are usually very obviously not human. But I traded out some powers for the ability to pass as human. So that's another reason I'm not adding anything. This character very deliberately passes as human. The Instrument of the Inquisition. Battle was not an option, unless, of course, you chose to die. Death seemed a bit of an extreme option, and the brutish horde of orcs around you did not seem particularly bright. With this in mind, you brought a deep scowl to your face and eyed the orc captain. He would be the first to die, followed by the orc beside him. At least that is what you told him. The rest might eventually bring you down, but how many of them were prepared to face death over such a small, insignificant object? Your intimidation tactics worked well, and the orcs handed over the odd-shaped device, then disappeared as Drogon's test ended. Drogon told you to keep the instrument, as it was a holy item of the Inquisition. The blade may be used once per day to increase your persuasion skill for a short period of time. It was a fine, worthy trophy. That's actually fairly useful if you're going to go into a thing. Okay. I'm still going to be using spears as much as possible to preserve the character. But she wasn't really a weapon specialist. I just like pole arms. So her going to the I could put the plot helmet on. I don't want to put the plot helmet on. Putting the plot helmet on just covers her face. One thing I really like about some other things, the helmets don't do anything, so there's no reason to wear them. Really. Oh, there's a journal. This is your journal, which chronicles your life at whatever. Okay. At Drogon's Academy. So, we're going to go out here and almost immediately...
Aha! You're here. Tell me, surely you have heard how our dear Misha fared in her last test.
I have had enough of your jibe, Xanos. You would have done no better.
On the contrary, dear lady, I tend to do exactly what Master Drogon asks me to do. If he says to rescue the goblin child, then I rescue the goblin child. It is not so difficult.
I somehow doubt Master Drogon would ask you to rescue anything that he didn't expect you to rob first.
You are the aspiring thief amongst us, little Dorna, not I.
So, you would leave a child to die, Misha? What kind of paladin are you? You're a paladin, Sarissa. How is it that you feel differently? Ours is the aim of righteous. There can be no quarter with evil creatures. Oh, and of course the child could not be raised differently, could it? It will always be an evil creature. This is not about you, Xanos, and besides, you have human blood within to redeem you from your orcish heritage. You humans are all the same. Sometimes I wonder just how redeeming my human blood really is. Ha! Perhaps there is a lesson to learn in Master Drogon's test that you have not thought of yet, Misha. You'll learn in time, Misha. Don't worry about it. Thank you for your kindness, Sarissa. I suspect Master Drogon will never hold me in the regard he has for you, however. Bah! Who cares how the dwarf regards them? I came here to learn what I can from him, and that's all. I respect Master Drogon. He is a learned man and a great wizard. If such bootlicking makes one graduate faster, then I question the worth of Master Drogon's little school. Perhaps it is the school that questions your worth, half-orc. Humph. For a paladin, you have quite a mouth on you, little girl. Sarisa, I heard Master Drogon saying that your final test will be coming very soon. Do you believe you are ready? I don't know. I will see when the time comes. A reasonable answer. You are more patient than I would be in your shoes. I bet that Master Drogon will take away Sarisa's ring for the final test. Ah, no more teleporting about for you. That explains what you are worried about happening. When Master Drogon gave us the rings to keep us safe, they've kept all of us from being killed during our training. And what better way to test if you are ready to leave the nest, eh? What do you think of that, Sarisa? Ready to lose your ring? A monk sorcerer would be interesting. Anyway, moving on. If Master Drogon believes it is necessary, then yes. And if Master Drogon tells you to hop about on one foot, would you do that too? Ha! Xanos is weak of constitution and constantly in need of rescuing by the ring. That's why he values it so highly, I think. Shut up, little dwarf. I notice you've no lack of focused crystals to power your precious ring. Better safe than sorry, I always say. Do you know what your final test will be, Sarissa? Has Master Drogon said anything to you? No doubt he will test my fate in battle practice. Okay. No, he hasn't. I have no idea what my final test will be. Again, Sarissa is old compared to everybody here. Well, maybe not the dwarf. The dwarf might be of an age. But she has helped raise families. So she's going to be much more patient. No, he hasn't. I have no idea what my final test will be.
I cannot wait until Master Drogon gives me my final test. Oh, I wish I was in your shoes.
Oh dear.
For once I agree with the little girl. I came to Master Drogon to learn how to be an adventurer. I wish to adventure.
I like the fact that if I'm moving just a little bit to the side here, my perspective is from behind the door, and so his voice gets quieter. The first time I tried this, when I was doing the cleric, I did this conversation from about right there, and Xanos' dialogue was barely audible. I had to read it. But hers was just fine. Okay.
True. I wish something exciting would happen here at Hilltop.
See, same thing. Right here, the door blocks her, and what I would do over here, her voice got louder.
Do you hear that?
Why would you say that?
Master Drogon is in trouble.
Okay. So, that's my timer going off at a really respectable, really good point. Okay. So I'm going to go on to a new video. See you in a moment.